Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe.
Your parents lovingly fondle you in front of me as you melt with weeping from happiness and sorrow. Notes: one Leela picture after the other arises before the spiritualized eyes of Sri Raghunath, and when his relishable visions vanish, he laments and manifests another prayer. His mind is immersed in the ocean of sweetness and beauty of the divine pair, and there the treasure of eloquence has very little value. Words are totally helpless here. Still, the stream of bhava naturally wants to come out over the path of words, but alas, words are not able to hold such a powerful stream. Words become stunned here, strangled and suffocating in the grip of bhava. In this situation, bhava blooms up in the heart of anyone who depends on it, and comes to a sensitive devotee in only a slight way in the form of words, but still it is as if this Dina Bhasha, inferior medium of words, thrusts a huge stream of water on the heart's ears of a sensitive audience, helping the bhava of a sensitive devotee to reveal itself. The power of the speaker's bhava is infused in his words. Therefore, their result, prowess, influence, and authority are endless and inexhaustible. That is why there is no greater means to attain bhava than to hear and chant the Bhavamaya Vani, ecstatic words of the great saints. In the previous verse, Sri Raghunath relished the sweetness of Radharani's coronation, and in this verse, he relishes the parental love of Mother Kirtida and Father Vrishabhanu, the personifications of parental love, as Swamini goes to her parental home. The Pada Sevikas, maid servants like Tulasi, stay with Swamini as if they are her shadow, and their experience all of Swamini's joy and sorrows just like her, as if her feelings are reflected in the mirrors of their hearts. The great poet Kavi Karnapur, who sucked the nectar out of Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's toe, describes this as follows. Mohan says, "O fawn-eyed girls, as long as you did not meet your girlfriends, you can see in the mirror whether you're happy or sad. But when your girlfriends stand before you, then what is the use of mirrors for you? They are just like mirrors themselves. When tears are falling from your eyes, they fall from their eyes also. When you have goose pimples on your body, they have them also. When you laugh, they also laugh. And when you are morose, they are also sad." This situation is visible to the utmost in Radha's maidservants. The Raksha Purnima is an auspicious day occurring on the full moon day of August, on which brothers and sisters swear love and protection to each other by binding protective armlets around each other's wrists. Therefore, this pastime, like the previous one, is an occasional, annual pastime, not one which eternally happens daily. Nevertheless, because of its transcendental nature, this pastime can be meditated on at any time. One day before this auspicious event, Sridham mounts his horse and goes to Yavat, the abode of Sri Radhika's mother-in-law Jatila, accompanied by footmen and palanquins. Eager to satisfy Jatila, who does not want to let Sri Radhika go, Sridhama asks her, "What do you want as a present?" Jatila, as he expected, wants cows, so he gives her 10,000 cows just to appease her. Sri Radhika and her girlfriends and maidservants then climb onto the palanquins, and Sridham leads them to Barsana, Sri Radhika's parental home, where there is less control over her than in Yavat. There, it is easier for Sri Radhika to go out to meet Mohan, so she feels very happy about going there. Without knowing it, Sridham is helping his sister, Srimati Radharani, and Mohan, his best friend, to meet each other for loving affairs. Everyone in Vrindavan, knowingly or unknowingly, assists Radhika and Mohan in their relish of Sringara Rasa. There is one kind of relish of this Sringara Rasa when Sri Radha stays in her in-laws' abode, and there is another kind of relish when she stays in her parents' abode. The Kinkaris come along with Sri Radha wherever she goes, be it to Yavat or to Barsana, and are thus blessed with these different kinds of savor. This is why the service of Srimati Radharani is called the most extraordinary goal of life. When they arrive, Mother Kirtida, the emblem of parental love, who was anxiously looking down the road for her beloved daughter to come, pitifully cries out, "O Creator, why have you created this subservient woman's life so that I must be separated from my daughter for so long?" Mother Kirtida, who loves her daughter even more than millions of cows could love their calves, firmly embraces Sri Radhika, who is followed by Tulasi like her shadow, and sprinkles her with her tears of motherly love. One of Sri Radhika's 108 names is Matrisneha Piyusha Putrika. She is the nectarian object of motherly love for a daughter. Swamini, cries of happiness and sorrow. Happiness because of coming back home, and sorrow because of her long stay at her in-laws' abode. Swamini melts at the bosom of her mother, as if she merges with her and sheds hot tears, saying with choked voice, "Just forget about me, Ma. Don't search for me." Sri Radhika is named Manjuvadane, or fair-faced girl, in this text. Her face is so beautiful because it is studded with tears. Hence she is called Manjuvadane. Ma Kithida sobs with a voice choked by tears. "Can I ever forget you, my beautiful girl, she who is the very life of the cows, cowherders, cowherd women, nay, of all creatures of Braja? How much then is she the life of her mother, who is the very form of parental love? Who will say it? Mother and father float in oceans of bliss as they take their girl into their abode." Siddha Krishnadas Babaji from Govardhan relates, in the morning of the full moon day of the Shravana month, Gargi, the daughter of Gargamuni, comes to Prasanna and binds a jeweled bracelet around Sri Radhika's wrist, as is customary during the Raksha Bandhan celebration. Sri Radhika in return worships her with ornaments, clothes, and sweets. Then a gopi named Hiranyangi comes from Nandisvara and tells Sri Radhika that the sage Bhaguri has bound a protective bracelet on Mohan's wrist. After that, Sri Radhika and her friends go to Nandisvara, as always, to prepare for Mohan's breakfast. When Radhika arrives in Nandisvara, Bhaguri Muni also binds... Bhaguri. Bhaguri Muni also binds a protective bracelet on her wrist. Sri Radhika offers her humble obeisances unto Bhaguri Muni and asks him, "Please bless our home with your visit." After this, Queen Yashoda orders Sri Radhika to cook a feast for Balaram, whose birthday is also on that day. At noontime, there is a great swing festival on the bank of Sri Radha Kund on the occasion of Julan Purnima. The full moon day on which Radha and Mohan are served sitting on their swing. Sri Raghunath relishes the vision of Swamini being affectionately fondled and cuddled by her father and mother, and when this vision vanishes, he rolls on the bank of Radhakund and weeps, "I have fallen on the bank of your Kunda. I have great hope in my heart to once see you being cuddled like this by your father and mother. How wonderful is the prowess of Radha's service. Even in external consciousness, prayers are offered in this mood. How close the Kinkari is to Swamini. Unless she accepts you, you cannot understand. Both in meeting and in separation, Sri Raghunath has no other shelter but her. Therefore, for the fulfillment of his heart's aspirations, he prays as follows to her lotus feet. O fair-faced Radhe, on the Rakhi Purnima day, your brother Sridham comes to see you, and he respectfully satisfies the Mysorli Jatila by giving her 10,000 cows. Then he brings you to your parental home with great love and care, where your parents are very happy to see you again after so many days. Their hearts are melting and they float in their own tears when they see you crying out of great sorrow for being always controlled by your husband's family, and crying out of joy over seeing them, your parents, back again. Then, overwhelmed by affection, your parents come to carefully and lovingly fondle you, telling you to stop crying while you float in your own tears and wiping your face. When can I blissfully witness from close by how they are fondling you? Alas, when will you be so kind to increase my ecstasy in this way? This is the end of the source over there.
You see, family relation, how important love is. We cannot behave like impersonal. Then the foundation is not there. It's not Maya. It keep far from Maya. This is the culture of Indian Sanatana Dharma. So we are so much, but Western culture effect, and then it's going on. So suffering starts coming. Sanatana Dharma means to relate with every living soul in relation. First, I don't know how to relate with physical body relation. How I will relate divine body, I will not recognize. Very difficult to recognize and go through that. It will block. Then I will see I am only body. My life is for this body. Soul we cannot reach without love, relation, affection. It's not. Radhika is showing with her mother how respectful with mother-in-law to all, following to Mother Jasoda. She starts cooking the same day. Everything she cares. So see the way and see the good. This is Raga Bhakti. One is Bhadi Bhakti. The goal is not love. Goal is God. Living in body consciousness is not easy to realize his spiritual identification to the Supreme Personality of God. And he is supreme, is not easy. To know him is not easy without love. By knowledge, by philosophy, by any way we cannot catch him. Anyone catch Krishna, his mother Jasoda, his friend and Radhika. No other can catch him. But this way is the practice way, is very difficult. It looks easy, but 24/7 to practice is very difficult. Philosophy way, we no need to practice all the time. So it's looking difficult, but practice is easy. This story is just a mother-in-law home, circumstances, and mother whom circle charge. In Siddha Deha, she is a spiritual, no? She also practices relation of feelings of it.
Radhe Radhe Go